I welcome sir. Uh, just wait a minute. I welcome Dhrubajyoti Teran sir for today's session. He has a experience of 4 years in trainer as a trainer in CAD CAM in TRTC Guwahati. So I would like to uh, thank you him for this session. And I want to uh, so I request you to take the session.
Okay, okay. So good morning, everyone. Okay, very good morning to all of the person who are attending this webinar on SolidWorks 2020. So my name is Trubhajyoti Taram, and I'm a trainer at TRTC Guwahati, and have been working here since 2017. And I pursued my bachelor degree in mechanical engineering from VTU Belgaum. Currently, now I'm in TRTC, serving as a trainer. Okay, so today's session will be of 4 hours, and 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon, and it's a 3-day training session. So I hope later you'll be able to use this knowledge in your design career. Okay, so about the queries, so at the end of each session, so I will try to clear your queries or any doubt if you have. Okay, so let us start with introduction. Okay, so let us start with agenda. Okay, so day one will start with introduction to CAD, CAE, CAM, and PDM, and what are the various products of SolidWorks that comes with SolidWorks. Okay, then we'll introduce about the sketch module. Sketch module. On day two, we'll start with part design and its features available with the part design. On day three, we'll start with assembly and surface features. Okay. So before starting, before giving any introduction to SolidWorks, so I want to give introduction to CAD, CAM, CA, and PDM. Okay. So what is CAD, CAM, CA, and PDM? Okay. So in current industry now, the industry cannot survive without competing, right? Unless they introduce new products with better quality at lower cost in short time. So to overcome this, so engineers have developed some computational tool, okay, so to make their job easier, faster, efficient, and productive. Or in other words, we can say that they have automated the whole process of these separate design tasks or engineering tasks and production tasks. Okay, so that they can save time and cost of the product development and production. So this is where CAD, CAM, and CA comes. So they were built for this purpose during the product cycle. Okay, so if you don't know the abbreviation of these terms, so CAD means computer aided design, CAM means computer aided manufacturing, and CA means computer aided engineering analysis. So PDM is a part of SolidWorks, okay, so which stands for Product Development Management. Yeah, I'll discuss it later. So starting with CAD, okay, so CAD is in the field of design. Okay, so they have developed some commercial tool in the field of design, so which is called CAD. So there are many commercial package, CAD package. Okay, so SolidWorks is one of the famous one. Then comes the CATIA, then Unigraphics, then Inventor, Autodesk Inventor. So these are the some famous CAD package. Next, in the field of manufacturing, so they have introduced CAM. Okay, so the famous or the commercial CAM packages are Mastercam, Delcam. Okay, so these are the commercial packages. So again, in the SolidWorks, so we have additional plugin for CAM, which we need to additionally add it into the SolidWorks. So it is not directly involved in it. Then come the CA. Okay, so which is used in the field of analysis. Okay, so some common CA tools, ANSYS, then we have Abacus, then DS Simulia. Okay, so these are the commercial tools which are available for C. Okay, so in CAD, so what we do, we try to virtually create the prototype model, and try to see the overall looks and the design function of the model. And in case if we have some problem, so we try to optimize it later in the CAD. Okay, so in CAD, sorry, in CAD, and later if you want the aesthetic look, so we try to apply material and we see the rendering of the product. Okay, so after that, now we need to check the design purpose or the intended function of the model. So for that, we'll transfer this model to CE tool or any CE tool to check the product. So in C, so what we do, so we try to check the stress level of the body or any result which are critical. Okay, so before these parts are serviceable to the real world. Okay, so after completing this process, so we move on to CAM. So here we try to generate the G code and M code for this product. So if the product is okay, if the product is okay, or if any design modification is required, we'll jump to CAD and we'll try to modify it. And then after, we'll check once again. And if it is okay, then we'll send this CAD model to the CAM software. So in CAM software, we try to generate the G code and M code. G code and M code for the part of the prototype model. Okay, and later we feed those code to the CNC router, and the router will generate those path line. Okay, so here you can see those path line. So in those path line, so this tool will move. Okay, so this tool will move in this path line, and so it will remove metal by moving on it. Okay, so if you see the design process over here, so first it start with design need. Okay, so design need comes from the market. Okay, on the customer's need, then we'll decide the design specification. Okay, then start, and then we have feasibility study with the collecting design information. Okay, then after that we'll conceptualize the design. Then comes the CAD and CA part. Okay, so these are back and forth process, design and analysis mode. Okay, so after this we come to design analysis optimization, then evaluation, then documentation. So where we have to place the side view, top view, and bill of material annotation should be done in the design documentation. Next comes the CAM part. Okay, so which is not our concern. Okay, so after that they'll generate the CNC code and they'll try to produce the product. Okay, so now we'll introduce SolidWorks. So SolidWorks is a solid modeling CAD and CAM tool. Yes, so and it's one of the product of SolidWorks Corporation, which is a part of Dassault system. So under Dassault, there are other more softwares like CATIA, okay, DS Simulia. Okay, so these are the part of Dassault system. SolidWorks is also a part of Dassault system. Okay, so it runs primarily on Microsoft Windows. So now there is an option for Mac. So earlier it used to run on Microsoft Windows, and using SolidWorks you can develop any mechanical or mechatronic system from beginning to end. Okay, so it can be used for planning. Okay, then visual ideation, then modeling, feasibility assessment, prototyping, and project management. Okay. So SolidWorks is a parametric and feature based and easy to use mechanical automation software. Okay, so here we need to apply only the value for the parameter. Okay, so these are feature based modeling software. So features are available in this SolidWorks. So we just need to select the command and apply it. Okay, so here you can convert any 2D sketch to 3D model. Okay, so which is an easy one. Okay, so next about the SolidWorks package. So there are 3 packages. So SolidWorks Standard, Premium, and Professional. So right now our organization is using SolidWorks Premium. Sorry, here. So they are using SolidWorks Premium, and here they are using educational version. So not only functions are available, but the main functions are available to perform these operations. Okay, so in standard here you can have 3D modeling, 2D design, drafting, assembly, surface design, Okay, then we have cam. Okay, so next in professional, so you can do photorealistic rendering, so which is an additional one. And in premium, so it should be here over here. So in premium they have included engineering cable pipe routing functionality. Okay, so other than this, there are other modules in SolidWorks which are available over here. Okay, so here you can analyze the problem. Okay, analyze any product. So we have an FES solver. Next, we can solve any fluid simulation over here. Next, we have molding. Then we have sheet metal, it's an important one for mechanical. Then we have piping and routing. Then visualization. Okay, so after applying the material, so you can give it, you can just render the aesthetic look of it. Okay, next comes the development, then the motion, and the master is an additional software, and it's a plugin which need to be added to SolidWorks if you are dealing with cam. Okay, so here in this session we'll be discussing only about the sketch. The morning session will be discussing about the sketch. Okay, so let me introduce the user interface of the SolidWorks. So upon starting the SolidWorks, so here you'll see a welcome page. Okay, so right now I won't log in, so I'll start with document. So just click on new. Okay, so this is a new document page. From here you need to select the uh, operation, what type of operation you want to complete. So starting with part. Okay, so I'll start with part. So there is no separate operation for sketching, so you have to come to part. Okay, so on the part there is sketching. Just select the part and click on it. Okay, is my voice audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's audible.
Okay, and is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you're not familiar with the CAD package or any CAD software, so other than uh, AutoCAD, so AutoCAD is a different software, so it's not non-parametric software. Okay, and you won't have any features tree in AutoCAD. Right. So if you're not familiar with any CAD package, so in CAD package you will have three planes, or in any 3D software you'll have three planes. So in this plane you have to go on, you have to draw the profile, and over here you will see one feature tree. Okay, so in the feature tree you can see the history of the part model, what kind of application, what kind of features you have added in the part model. So you can see on the tab side or the feature tree. Okay, so if you want to edit it later, you have to come to feature tree and edit from here. Okay, so in AutoCAD you won't find this feature tree. Okay, so let me introduce to the user interface. Okay, so these are called SolidWorks menu. Okay, so you can access the command from here also. Next, and these are the tabs. Okay, so here we have different modules. We have surface, evaluate, then we have SolidWorks cams, which is also included here. And if you have additional module, just you need to add it from here. Just right click on it, paste tab, and you need to select from here. So we have surface, sheet metal, weldment, mold tools, mesh modeling. Okay, in case, okay, so render tool. Okay, render tool, which is for visualization. Okay, and if you are other than this, then you have to go to add-ins. So, or you can come to, okay, go to tools, click on add-ins. So from here you can include the additional module. Okay, so right now you can see here I've included this flow simulation, then we have plastic, visualize, airbag cam. Over here simulation is not added, but you can add it from here. then routing. Here we have photo view. Okay, so we'll start with sketch module. Okay, so just like any CAD program, so you will have some drawing entities and modification tool, then dimension tool. Okay, so in SolidWorks, these are the sketch entities by using which you can draw any figures. Okay, so in line we have three types of line, center line, midpoint line. Then in circle we have center and perimeter. So in rectangle you can find five type of rectangle. Okay, so I'll just show it over here. First, so to enter into the sketching mode, just click on the sketch. Click on the sketch. So they will show you three planes. So you just need to select one of these three plane. So I'll just select the top plane. Okay, and after clicking the top plane, so you won't be able to see the plane. In case if you want to make it visible, just click on the top plane, and over here on left clicking, just click left once, and a pop-up will appear. Just select on show. So by this you can make it visible. Okay, so let's start with line. Okay, so we have line. So just like any program, so for line we need 2 points. So first point, second point. Okay, so in this way you can draw line. So there is a shortcut for line. So if you press L, the line command get activated. Okay, so the shortcut command are very less over in SolidWorks. I think only for line they have included L, and rest they have not included anything. Only for line they have included L. Okay, so next comes the center line. Okay, center line can be used for reference purpose. Okay, so which are not essential, which won't be included in the main drawing. Just for reference you can use this center line. Okay, so next we have midpoint line. So the line start from midpoint and extend to both side. Okay, and press enter or escape. Okay, so in this way you can draw the midpoint line. So let's say if you want to convert this line to for construction or any just for reference line, if you want to convert into reference line, just click on the line and select the for construction. Okay, in this way you can convert this solid line to construction line. Okay, so let's start with rectangle. Next with rectangle, so we have five types of rectangle, starting with corner rectangle. That means as you can see in the logo or the icon, you can see there are two dots. So by clicking on these two dots you can create a rectangle. Okay, so first click on here, second point should be over here. Okay, this way you can create a rectangle. Okay, and about selection, so to select the drawing, either you can click over here, single select and press delete, or just right click, press delete. Or okay, so you can just go single selection, or you can select by box selection. Okay, so either you can go from left to right, or you can come from right to left. So there is a difference between the blue selection and the green selection. So this concept is also applicable in AutoCAD. So if you have done AutoCAD, so you can see there. So if I select the blue selection, okay, so if I want to select this line, and so what I'll do, so if I go by blue selection, so I need to bring the whole line inside the box, then only you can select the line. Okay, so if I go for green selection, Now if I to just select the line, so if I go by green selection, just what you do, just drag the pointer and touch the line. Okay, so by this way you can select the line. Okay, so this concept is also familiar, means also applicable in AutoCAD. Okay, now just I am to select the whole rectangle. So start from left to right, just drag the mouse and click on it. Okay, now I am to delete it, then press delete. Okay, next start with center rectangle. Just like the icon, the first point should be here and second point should be on the corner. Okay, so in this way you can create center rectangle. So next comes the 3-point corner rectangle. Okay, okay, so the first point is over in the center, second point I'll click over here, and third point I'll click over here. Okay, okay, so this is how you can create 3-point circle. Okay, so if you select any rectangle, so by default they will apply the constraint of in the sketch entities. Okay, so over here you can see some symbols. Okay, so this represent horizontal constraint, so this is representing perpendicularity. Okay, so this is representing parallel. So I'll come to later this point about the topic. So this is all relation added to the sketch entities. Next we'll move on to 3-point center rectangle. Just like it says 3-point center rectangle, so starting from center, so one point should be at a corner and the another point should be at a midpoint of this edge. First point, second point, and third point. Okay, just like the icon. So first point was click on here, the second point was in the midpoint of this edge, and the third point was on the corner. Okay, okay, so in this way you can draw 3-point center rectangle. Next, parallelogram. Okay, so the commands are very easy to understand. So it's all given in the logo, or if you see the icon you can just understand it. First point, second point, and let's say I'll put the third point over here. Okay, okay, so this is how you can apply the parallelogram. Next, I'll start with straight slot. Okay, so for straight slot you need to define the center distance and then the radius. Okay, so the first point I'll put over here, second point over here, and the third point over here. Okay, okay, so you can edit by clicking on this grip point or the center of this arc. Okay, you can stretch the length, or after placing the command, after placing the entities, you can edit by dragging this end point of the arc. Okay, so this was the straight slot. Next come the center point straight slot. So another variation of this straight slot. So I'll click on center point straight slot. click on the center, and one point will be at the center of the arc. Let's say over here, and the radius. Okay, so in this way you can draw center point straight slot. Next come the 3-point arc slot. So first I'll introduce the command. Later on I'll take some exercise and I'll try to complete it. Next, 3-point arc slot. Okay, so by clicking on 3-point, you can create an arc slot. Let's say I have a rectangle over here. Okay, so I want to create an arc over here. Now, okay, sorry. So I just mistake this with this. Okay, 3-point arc slot. Okay, so by using 3-point arc slot, you can create cylindrical arc slot. So what I'll do, I'll just create 2 lines. Okay, and now I'll use 3-point arc slot. Okay, for this, first point will be here, second point will be here, and the third point I'll place over here. Okay, next I'll place the radius over here. So later on we can edit the dimension. Just now I'm just showing the commands. Okay, so in this way you can create 3-point arc slot. So another variation is center point arc slot. Okay, just like the name it says, so one point should be at the center, another 2 points should be at the end point of this 2 line. Okay, so I'll select this, delete. So if as you can see now, so if you want to select the whole drawing, so if I go by single selection, okay, you can also select. So since this is a center point arc slot, so since they've used this, so they will act as a single entity. In case if you draw by single line or arc, okay, so what they'll do, they'll try to act as a separate entities. Okay, if I go by another method, so right now I have used the center point arc slot, so that's why if I click on here, so they'll behave as a single entity. And if I try to draw this arc using circle, arc and offset method, okay, so they will act as a separate entity. So the arc will act as a separate, this arc will act as a separate one. Okay, but right now, but if I click over here, so they will act as a single entity. Okay, so I'll go to the next variation. This is center point arc slot. So click on the center, start from here, from this point. Okay, so in SolidWorks, so it is easy to snap. Okay, so this option are enabled in SolidWorks, so you can easily snap into endpoint, midpoint. Okay, so just put the pointer over here, so it gets snapped into the endpoint. Then click here over here, and next on this line. Okay, next the radius should be, and place over here. Okay, so in this way you can create center point arc slot. Okay, so next I'll start with circle. Okay, so circle we have 2 types. One is the center one, and another one is the perimeter. Okay, I'll do 3 lines. Okay. So select the center. Okay, so it's an easy one. You need to click the center, and the another point should be the circumference. Okay, so in this way you can create this center circle. Then another one is the perimeter circle. Okay, so by clicking on 3 point, you can create a perimeter circle. So right now, so here you can see we have 3 lines, and I want this circle to touch the endpoint of this 3 line. Okay, so if I click here, over here, next over here, another over here. Okay, in this way you can create 3 point circle. Or so another case how you can use 3 point circle. Click on 3 point circle. Let's say I want a circle over here, and it should be tangent to these 3 lines. So I'll click over here, second point over here, and third point over here. Okay, so you can see here, so you can create a circle which are tangent to this 3 line. Okay, so this can be done by adding relation also. Okay, so here we have option for that also, parameter circle. This is another one. Or you can say, if you want a circle that is touching this 3 point, okay, then click over here, another over here, next over here. Okay, so this is the way. As you can see, if I try to apply perimeter circle now, okay, now you can see, and this in this way you can create 3 point circle. Just hide the top plane. Okay, okay, so next comes the center point arc. Okay, so just like the center point arc slot, similarly, so what I'll do, I'll click the center, then the 2 points at the end of the line. Okay, so here we have line, so I'll click on the line over here. Next, select the center point arc, just like it says, select the center. Another point should be at the end point of this line, and another point over here. Okay, so if it doesn't touch, just click on the line. Okay, so if I place the pointer on the line, so you can see over here there is an icon of intersection. You can see a yellow icon of intersection. That means this line has touched the line. Okay, this arc has touched the line now. You can click over here, press the green tick, or just press enter. Okay, so in this way you can create center point arc. Next comes the tangent arc. Okay, tangent arc. Okay, so by tangent arc, so you can create this straight slot. Okay, so that there is a direct option here over here, but also using tangent arc, you can create this straight slot. Okay, so I'll just show you. I'll create another line over here. Okay, so as I'm drawing, so you can see here some tracing line, right? Okay, so this end pointer projected on this line. Okay, so it helps in drawing in SolidWorks. Okay, it makes it easier, so without using any dimension. Next, I'll select the tangent arc, first point over here, second point over here. Again, I'll repeat first point, second point. Okay. Okay, so now you can see the difference between them. So if I use the straight arc, means this option, and if I try to click over here, so you can see the selection upon selection. So what happens? So whole drawing act as a single entity, right? So here I have drawn using lines and tangent arc, right? So now if I try to select any of the entities, so it will behave as a separate entity. This is separate entity, this is separate entity, right? So that is the difference. Okay, so next we'll move on to 3-point arc. Okay, 3-point arc. So just like a 3-point circle, you can create a 3-point arc. I'll just show it over here. The first point, the second point, and the third point I can keep over here, all over here. You can create a 3-point arc, or you can also place it like this: first point, second point, and third point over here. Okay, so I've completed the arc. So these are the basic entities which are required for drawing. So rest I'll discuss in the afternoon session: spline, style spline, equation driven curve. Okay, and over here we'll discuss about the ellipse, partial ellipse, parabola, and conic. Okay, so next, so using this sketch entity, you can create most of the drawing. So using this sketch entity, you can complete most of the SolidWorks drawing. Okay, so these are a little advanced: ellipse and spline. Okay, so next we'll move on to sketch tool, or the modification tool, you can tell. Okay, so in in any CAD model or in CAD package, so there will be some modification tool, just like in AutoCAD. So you have some sketch entities and modification tool. Similarly here you'll have some modification tool. Okay, so in order to modify the geometry, or let's say trim some part. Okay, so starting with trim. Okay, so trimmer can be used to remove entities. Okay, a portion of the entities. It can be line, circle, arc, anything. Okay, so click on the trim, and let's say I want to trim only this portion of the circle, let's say this arc. Okay, so upon clicking, you can see on the left hand side, you can see there are some option. It's power trim, corner, trim away inside, trim away outside. Okay, just select the power trim, it's an easy one. And what I'll do, I'll just left click on the mouse and drag it over the entity. Okay, so in this way you can trim the entities. Similarly, let's say I want to trim this arc. Select the trim and just left click and drag it over the entity. In this way you can trim the part. Okay, so this is the easiest one, just follow this. So next we come to extend entities. Okay, so sometimes while drawing, so what happens, wait a minute. Okay, so let's say I was drawing like this, a line, and due to some error or by mistake, so I have not completed the line. Okay, and I want to extend it over here. So you can do either by selecting this and dragging over here, or you can do it by using extend entities. Using extend entity, you can extend the entities. Okay, just you need to point the cursor in the line and just click on it. Okay, in this way you can extend the entities, or sometimes it can be used to extend to line. Let's say, let us try this. Is it possible or not? Select external entities. Okay. Okay. So in this way, you can extend the entities. Just remember, you need to have some boundaries in front of the entity. Okay. Just like in the line, we have some boundaries here. Over here, you can see there was a circle over here. So because of this circle, okay, this line have touched this point. So just remember, you need to have some boundaries in front of the entity. Okay. So next comes with offset entities. Right? Offset entities. Okay, so by using offset, you can copy the entity uh, in a parallel distance. Okay, parallelly to some distance. Wait a minute. Okay. Or in case of line, you can create a copy and you can place it a parallel distance from this line. Or in case of this slot, you can create an enlarged version of this profile. Enlarged version of this profile. Okay, I'll start with this. So I'll select the offset entities. Okay, offset entities, and here you can see the offset distance is 1 centimeter. Okay, so I'll change it to 2. Okay, and after that I'll click on the line. So here they will show you the preview. Okay, so in which direction you want the offset, so just click over here. In this way you can create offset. So you can see here this line is parallel to this line and is placed at a distance of 2 centimeter. Next, again you can see the types of offset. Okay, so if I click over here, you can change it the direction by clicking over here. Or if I click over here, you can also change it from here, reverse. Okay, next we have bidirectional. That means on the both side of this line there will be copy of this line. Okay, you can see here. Okay, next if you want a cap at the end of each line, means then you can select cap and so in this way you can also create slot. Here you can see and press OK. So this is how you can use offset. Now in case of this slot, just select offset and click on the profile. Okay, so here you can see the offset distance was 2 centimeter, right? So this is how you can create an offset. So by applying offset on this profile, they have just created a enlarged version of this profile. Identity coordination for description. Okay. Okay. Okay, so the warning was due to the bidirectional. Okay, so reason the warning came because the offset was also on the inside, right? So if I click on offset, so right now they have shown this offset, but in this case the width was very small. That's why they have shown the warning. Okay, so next we'll move on to mirror entities. Okay, so how to mirror the entity. Okay, so I'll draw some profile over here. Okay, so if you are familiar with AutoCAD, then it will be helpful. So, so without any using any dimension, okay. So using this tracing line, you can place the circle over here. Okay. So in AutoCAD, there is an option called object snap tracking. Okay. So using those options, you can draw the drawing entities. Okay. This is completed. Now, so what I'll do, I'll create a just mirror image of this profile over here. So let me place the drawing mirror over here. So I'll place the mirror line over here. Okay. And if I click on mirror entities, and I'll select the drawing, and mirror about should be this line. Okay. So this is the mirror line. So upon clicking, they will show you the preview of the mirror image. Okay, which is placed at an equal distance from this mirror line. You can see the distance from here and here is same. Okay, so using this mirror entities, so you can see here all the symmetric relation. Then the relation over here is same as relation over here. You can see here. Okay, so next we'll move on to linear sketch and circular pattern. Okay, I'll use just this drawing for linear sketch. Okay, so by using linear sketch, so what you can do, you can place the drawing in sorry, you can place the copy of this drawing. Okay, numbers of copy of this drawing in rows and rectangular format, rows and column format. Okay, so if I click on the linear sketch pattern, and let me select first, then I need to click on the linear sketch pattern. Okay, next, so here we have direction 1 and direction 2. Okay, so if I want to increase the numbers of copy in x direction, we need to include over here, say by 5, and it's a distance, now it is in 1 centimeter, distance of 6 centimeter. Okay, I'll increase it by 10, or let's say 15. Okay, so now we have, okay, now we have 5 columns. Okay, now I want to include rows. Okay, so for rows, I'll select the y-axis, and over here I'll increase the numbers of row. I'll change it to, let's say, 4. Okay, and let's say distance should be, I'll keep 20. Okay, so here you can see, so five columns and 4 rows. Okay, so in this way you can create linear sketch pattern. And let's say if you want to skip some parts, okay, if I want to skip these parts, okay, this 6 part, then over here you can see at the bottom of this property, okay, property manager. So click on the instance to keep skip, then select on the drawing or on the node to skip the part. Okay, okay, so this is how you can create linear sketch pattern. Okay, so next, is circular sketch pattern. Circular sketch pattern, I'll just use this pattern. I'll place it over here. Okay, so use circular sketch pattern. Okay, so upon clicking, just select the drawing, then use circular sketch pattern. Now, the center of rotation is at the origin. You can see here the center of rotation is at the origin, and now we have four items, equal spacing. Okay, spacings are equal. Okay, so now what I'm to do, I'm to change the origin. Okay, so I don't want the center over here. I say I'll keep the center, let's say over here, over here. Hmm. So what I'll do, just clear the selection and I'll drag this center over here. Hmm. You can drag the center, but before dragging you need to clear. Okay, so for clearing, just right click over here, clear selection. Okay, you can increase the number of items over here, 8, and just turn on the equal spacing. In case if you don't want, you need to divide it. Okay, you can just calculate it. How many items we have? 8 items, so 360 divided by 8. Okay, you can calculate over here. Okay, so in SolidWorks you can just add up the value over here only. It's a 40 plus 5, 45. Okay, so you can add, subtract, multiply over here. Now if you want to skip some of the part, then just click on instance to skip, and this, let's say I'll skip this one and this one. Okay, and press OK. Sorry. Okay, so before placing the center, you need to have one point. Okay, so I'll keep the point over here. Now I'll use circular sketch pattern. Okay, so I need to change the center, clear selection, and click this point. Okay, so equal spacing, numbers of item 8, instance to skip. So I'll skip this part and this part. Okay, just press OK. Okay, so this way you can use the circular sketch pattern. Okay, so next we'll come to move entities copy. Okay, now moving the entities, so I'll select this drawing and just trying to move it. Okay, so just click move entities. So just click any point on this drawing and start moving. Okay, okay, right now, so now we have some constraint over here due to which they are moving equally in equal distance. What I'll do, just I'll draw another drawing over here. And let's put a point over here. Okay, and I'm to put this rectangle, this corner of rectangle over here. So just use move entities, select a drawing, click on this point. Okay, so start point from here and end point over here. Okay, so in this way you can move the drawing. Similarly, you can copy the entities. So just click from to start point. On start point you need to select this point or any point, select this point and place it over here. Okay, in this way you can copy the entity. Next we have scale. Okay, scale entities. So here they are saying scale about, so you need to select the base point. Okay, so if I select this base point, this point will be fixed and the rest of the point will be moving. Okay, so select the base point, and now you need to scale. So I need to scale it by 3 times. Okay, and here we have option for copy. That means I'll keep the original one, and I'll try to create a enlarged version of this drawing. Okay, they'll keep the original one and they'll create an enlarged version of this drawing. Just select 3 and press enter. Okay, and select copy. Okay, so here you can see, so this was the base point, so base point didn't move and the rest of the 3 point moved from their position. Okay, so this, you have to see these things. Next comes the rotate entities. Okay, okay, now I want to rotate this L-shaped drawing. Okay, in clockwise direction, 90-degree clockwise direction. Okay, I have to rotate this L drawing in 90-degree clockwise direction. So what I'll do, I'll just select the rotate entities, select the drawing. Okay, then keep relation. Okay, I don't want to change the relation. Select the center rotation. So center rotation, I'll select this and I'll rotate. Okay, now you can either drag like this, okay, or you can change the angle over here, or degree, change it to 90 degree. Okay, so it should be minus 90 degree, minus 90. Okay, so it will vary from system to system. So sometimes in clockwise direction they put positive, and sometimes in anti-clockwise direction they put positive. So you have to, it varies from system to system. Okay, so in this way you can rotate the model and press OK. And the last is the stretch entity. Okay, so okay, so by using this stretching line, so it is very easy to draw these entities. Now just select the stretch entity. Okay, so before stretching into select some portion of this, select the stretch entity from here, this point. Wait, select this. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to stretch the length. Okay, I have to stretch the length of this profile. So what I'll do, I'll select the sketch entity, stretch about. Okay, so in this way you can stretch the drawing. Okay, so you need to just select the entities which you need to stretch. Okay, so here I selected this of the these entities, or you can go by direct green selection, select it and select stretch entity. Okay, so I have to decrease the length, so I'll click any point over here. Yes, I'll click over here and I'll to stretch it over here. Okay, so in this way you can stretch the drawing. Now comes the relation. Okay, so what are relations? Okay, or geometric relations. So it's important in SolidWorks. Okay, So these are the logical operation, okay, that are performed to add relation between these sketches entities, and it can be entities, it can be plane, it can be edges, okay, it can be axes or vertices, okay. So this relation are applied to sketch entities and are capture and are used to capture the design intent. Okay, so this relation can be tangent, horizontal, perpendicular, collinear, coincident. Okay, so these are used to log the position of the drawing. Okay, so in SolidWorks, so in order to constrain the profile or draw the drawing, so you have two type of constraint. One is the dimensional constraint, and another is the relation, or you can say the geometrical constraint. Okay, so using these two constraint, you can fix this shape of the drawing. So here you can see add relation, right? So select the add relation, and let's say I'll draw two line. So another line over here. So right now, so no relation are added to this two line, right? But over here you can see here some green symbols over here. That means some relations are added to the sketch entities. You can see here over here. So maybe not over here. Okay, in most of the drawing you can see the relations. Okay, so here you can see this represents the horizontal relation constraint. This represents the vertical constraint. Next, okay, okay, so right now we are using only straight line. That's why they are showing horizontal and vertical constraint. Okay, now let's say I want to put this endpoint of this line in a midpoint of this line. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll select this point, press Control, then select the line. Okay, so if I do this, so on the property manager, this is the property manager. So over here you can see the type of relation you can add. So here we have midpoint, coincident, fix. Okay, so I'll select the midpoint. So on selecting the midpoint, this endpoint is snapped into the midpoint. Okay, hello, hello. What's audible?
Yes.
Okay. Similarly, I'll just undo it, and if I want to coincide it, we can coincide it. Okay. Okay. So next, let's say I want to add a relation so that these two lines are collinear. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just select these two lines about at the same time. So next, you can see the type of relation here for here. So we have horizontal, vertical, collinear, perpendicular, parallel, and equal. Okay, so I'll select collinearly. Okay, so using collinear, you can align the both line in the same direction. Okay, so next we have perpendicular. Okay, but before perpendicular, what I'll do, I'll just align. So first I'll put the endpoint over in the midpoint. I'll select this point and the line. Okay, so for selecting both entities, point and line, just press Ctrl and select the endpoint. Now I want this line to be perpendicular with this line. Okay, so again select these two line using Control and select perpendicular. So in this way you can add relation. And let's say now I want length of this line should be equal to the length of this line. Okay, or I want these two line length should be equal. So just select these two line. Over here you can see equal relation. Just click on equal. Okay, so they will apply the equal constraint in these two line. So now you can see. So here we have perpendicular constraint. Here we have midpoint constraint, and here we have equal constraint. Equal constraint over here and over here. In case if these are not visible, so what you can do, come to this hide and show item and just turn on the view sketch relation. Okay, so another perpendicular sign, so click on the view sketch relation. So if you're using rectangle or any this command, okay, straight slot command or rectangle, so they will automatically apply the constraint over here. Okay, so automatic constraint applied over here. Now this was between two lines. Now using circle and lines. Okay, so what are the commands available for circle and line? Sorry. Select, right click, delete. Delete. Now select a circle and select a line. So what kind of relation can we add? So either we can add tangent, right? Or we can coincide this point with the at this center of the circle, or at the quadrant point of the circle. So click on the line and the circle at the same time. So here you can see the relation. So click tangent, right? Okay, now it's tangent. Relation is tangent, but a line doesn't seem to touch the circle. What I'll do, I'll just drag the line over here. Okay, if it doesn't extend, then just drag the endpoint, and the rest I'll trim it using power trim. Okay, so in this way you can add relation between line and circle. So another relation you can add is, okay, coincident between line and circle. So either you can put in the center, okay, so coincident you can put it over here, center of the circle and end point of the line. You can use merge. Okay, again here are some other option, like if I drag the end point of the line, you can place at the quadrant point. Here you can see quadrant point. So in circle there are three quadrant point, sorry, four quadrant point. Okay, and this is a grid point. So if I click at this point, you can increase the radius of the circle. Okay, so if it is constrained, then it's not possible to extend or drag. But before applying any dimensional constraint or any geometrical constraint, so you can drag it and increase the radius. Okay, so that was between circle and line. Next, between two circles. Okay, So if you want to make this circle radius with this equal, then you can select two circles at the same time and you can select equal. Okay, upon applying this rotation, so you can see the radius are equal on both the circles. Now you can either select concentric. Okay, if you want this circle to be at the center of the circle, then you can use concentric. So I'll just remove the equal constraint before applying concentric. Okay, select these two circle and select concentric. Okay, so now what happened, the center of the circle are same, both circle are same. Okay, next you can apply tangent between the circle. Okay, so these are the common relation we're using in SolidWorks. Okay, so rest cordial and equal curve lengths. Okay, I can show you the equal curve length. So I need to check it once more. So let's see here. 1.42 into 20 is 12.5. 12.568. Okay. Yeah, 0.568. Okay, so by using equal curve length, okay, uh, so actually, okay, so by using equal coupling, you can match the perimeter of the circle, okay, with the length. So next, okay, so these are the basic commands in SolidWorks which are needed to complete the sketch entity. Okay, so we have completed the sketch tool, the sketch entity, and the relation. Okay, so I've shown you what kind of relation I've added. So horizontal, vertical, collinear, perpendicular, parallel, equal, fixed. So using fixed, you can fix the drawing. Okay. Okay. So next comes the dimensioning. Okay. So dimensioning part. Now in SolidWorks, there are various type of dimensioning. So out of this, we use smart dimension. So smart dimension automatically detect the type of entities there. Uh, it automatically detect the type of entities and they decide what kind of dimension they need to add. Let's say if this is a line, so what I'll do, if I click on smart dimension and if I click on the line, so they detect that it's a line, so they will give the linear dimension. Okay, and if I say if I have a circle, okay, and if I click on the smart dimension and if I click over here, so they automatically detect that it's a circle, so I need to apply diameter. Okay, so in case of using all these things, so you can go to smart dimension and click on the entities. Okay, so this is how you can add dimension. Okay, so click on smart dimension. Either you can click on the line or you can click on the endpoint, first point, second point, and place the dimension over here. Okay, so let's say 30. Okay, so here you can see the relations are added. So once I've changed this length to 30, so here you can see in the relation of vertical, right? These lines are vertical. So if I change the length of this line, so there will be change reflected on this line also. Now if I want to edit this dimension, so what I have to do, double click on the dimension. Okay, so in this way you can edit the dimension. If I change it to 20, change it over here. Okay, so next thing is the units. Okay, so you can see at the bottom right corner, so here you can see the working unit, so which is in CGS, centimeter gram second. So if I click over here, you can change it from here. We have meter, millimeter, and inch. Okay, so before starting the drawing, just change the dimension from here. Okay, so next comes the sketch and sketch fillet and sketch chamfer. Okay, so fillet are used to remove the sharp corner. Okay, so to remove the sharp corner and replace it by arc or round corner. So if I select the sketch fillet, okay, and it is the fillet. So before selecting this, just give the radius of the arc. So I'll keep a radius of, let's say, 5, and select the, and it is the fillet. So fillet should be placed between these two lines. So first line, second line. Okay, and then press. Okay, you can continue from here also. First line, second line, first line, second line, first line, second line. So if it is done, then press OK. Then OK. Okay, so in this way you can add fillet. So what they did, they removed the corner and replaced it by arc. Okay, so next is the chamfer. So in chamfer, what I'll do, so in they will remove the sharp corner and replace it by bevel edge. Okay, so here there are two methods of applying chamfer. Okay, so there are two parameters. So one is the angle and distance, and another one is the distance and distance. Okay, so if I select distance and distance, that means they will take the let's say if I have the bevel cut over here, so the distance one will present from here to here, from where the bevel cut start, and another distance represent from this corner to the this point, so where the bevel cut ends. So here I'll select 2.5, and over here 2.5. Just click on the two lines, so you can see the chamfer. Okay, so here you can see the bevel it started from here and ended here, or it started here or ended here. So this is the distance method. Okay, and let's I'll change this 3, enter, sorry, sketch chamfer. I'll uncheck the equal distance, let's say 2.5, and another one, let's say 4. Okay, and press OK. Okay, so this is how you can add chamfer. So what they do, they remove the sharp corner and replace it by bevel edge. Now another method is the angle and distance. So in angle and distance, so what they'll do, they will keep the, so I'll change it to, let's say 5 and 630. So what we do, we'll take the first distance and the angle from that first distance. Okay, so the distance 5 is taken from this corner to the starting of the bevel edge, and the angle is taken in clockwise direction over here. Okay, so this is how you can use sketch chamfer. And so about the text, so I'll show you how to add text. Let's say you have a line and I need to add text over here. Just select text, select the curve, okay, and I'll type the text. Let's say SolidWorks. Okay, so text size is small, so what I can do, just use font document, click on the font. Okay, so now this size is very small, click on point and select 36. Okay, so there are other parameters over here, you can change it. See, you can reverse over here or mirror the text. Okay, strike out, underline, select bold 78 and press okay. Okay, so in this way you can add text. So it can be line also, it can be any curve. Okay, over the curve you can place the text. Okay, so for putting the text you need a curve. That's it. Okay, so now I'll take one simple problem, one exercise, and I'll try to demonstrate how you can use these entities and complete the figure. Okay. So I'll use any 2D CAD drawing from the internet. Okay, so let's say I'll draw this. It's an easy one. Okay, I'll select this one. Okay, so is my screen visible? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, visible.
Okay. Okay, so here you can see, so what kind of entities they have added over here. So we have circle, right? Circle, we have circle, two circles over here. We have straight slot, right? We have straight slot, then we have arc slot. So it's an easy one. So what I'll do, I'll start with the center line. Okay, I'll start with center line. Okay, so which pen I'm using? Okay, first I'll use a new file again. Okay, I'll change it to millimeter, select sketch, and I'll select the top plane. Okay, so before starting, just you should know the mouse manipulation of the SolidWorks. In order to rotate, so you just need to click the middle mouse button and drag it. Okay, so in this way you can rotate the SolidWorks space, and this turn on the plane so you can get the idea. Okay, so if I click on the middle mouse button and just drag it, so you can rotate the plane. And let's say if you want to make this plane normal to the screen, just either you can press space and select this face, or you can press Control 8. Control 8 is the shortcut for normal, right? So right now, which plane am I working in? So you should know which plane you're working. So this is the front, this is the top. I'll make it visible. Sketch, and I'll select the top plane. Okay, so in case accidentally you have changed this plane, or you have changed the working orientation, so what you can do, just press Ctrl 8. Okay, then you can just normal the view. Okay, so I'll start with this circle. Okay, we have a center line over here. The circle of radius 1.125 and another is 1.750. Just note it down. Okay, so we have two circles. So I'll use circle. I'll put the center at the origin. Okay, I'll change it. Okay, next. So now I need to constrain the circle. So for this, I'll use smart dimension. I'll click over here. Okay. So the first one was 1.750. There is a diameter, and this smaller circle was 1.125. Okay. Now, so before applying the dimension, so you can see the color of the sketch, right? So the color of the sketch is blue over here. You can see that means it is representing undefined, or you can check the status bar. Okay, so it's showing that the sketch is undefined. That means if I click on the circumference of the circle and try to drag it, it will change. So to complete the to get a proper drawing, so you need to completely define the drawing. So for that we are using dimensional constraint. Sorry, 1.125, and this was 1.750. Okay. Okay, so next I'll draw the center line. I'll start somewhere from here, use center line up to there. So next, I need a vertical center line again. Select the center line, and I'll start somewhere from here. So if I put a pointer over here, okay, they will show you the tracing line from the origin. Okay, so I'll start from here and here, and then press escape. Next. Okay, so I need to include this slot whose radius is 0.437. Radius is 0.437 and the outer radius is 0.750. Okay, so I'll use direct straight slot. First point over here, second point over here, and third point over here. Now I need to edit. So now you can see what kind of relation are added to the straight slot. So you see coincident, right? So if I click over here, if I click on this existing relation, okay, so I'll change the dimension now. So center to center distance is 1 and moving at 4.437. Okay, from here to here, that means point to point, select point to point and press 1, enter, and check it over here a little bit. So after completing each command, just press escape. Okay, and the radius is 0.437. 0.4. Another one is 0.750. Okay, so either you can use offset command. Okay, so you can use offset command. Just you need to know the offset distance. So you can use over here and click over here, and no need to use bi-directional. Okay, just uncheck the bi-directional and click on here. Okay, change it to, so we have 0.750 minus 0.437. Okay, so you can calculate over here, and this is the offset distance. Next, it's completed. Now we have center arc slot. So I'll select the center arc slot over here. Okay, so to move the drawing pages, okay, to move the drawing page, just press the control button and middle mouse button and drag it. Okay, so here I think they have not mentioned the arc radius. Okay, so they've mentioned 0.438. 0.438 is the, yes, and from here to here is 2.321. Okay, so I'll select the center arc slot. So this will be my center, and the arc will start from here somewhere and will end somewhere here, and I'll put the radius over here. Okay, now I'll control the distance. So I'll click on this center line and under on this point and place it over here. So now what is the distance? 2.321. So 2.32312, sorry, 312. Okay, so you need to change the radius. Just click on the arc and change it to 0.438. So 0.438. Okay, next, so you can see there's angle between these two point. Okay, so here we have 40°. So what I'll do, I'll select as, I'll create a center line from center, from here I'll just create a line over here, and what I'll do, so I'll coincide this point with this line. Okay, so I'll select this point and select this line, and I'll use coincident. Okay, next, again, similar fashion. Okay, so I think there is a coincident relation over here, so we don't need over here. So now I will change the angle by using smart dimension. So smart dimension would automatically detect that I have to take angle between these two lines. Okay, upon selecting, so they automatically detect it. Click on it, click on here, and we have an angle of 40 degree. Okay, so next, here you can see there's an offset, right? Offset of, oh, there is not given. They've given the radius. We can calculate by subtracting this from this. Okay, so I need to subtract 0.438 from 875. Okay, so I'll just select the offset. I'll use 0.875 and then minus 0.438 and press and click on the curve. Yeah, and press OK. Okay, so you can adjust the dimension. Okay, next. So now I'll fix the length, total length from center to center to the center distance. So from this point to this point we have 5.804. So select dimension. So I'll click on this point one, another point over here, and we have 5.804. Okay, next. So next, okay, we'll start with this circle. So here the vertical distance is 1.875 and the horizontal is 0.70. Okay, with respect to this point. Okay, so I'll just put the circle over here. So make sure that the center line or the center point doesn't come under this tracing line, okay? Or else there will be they will set the relation between these two points. So what I'll do, I'll draw the circle over here. If I try to draw it over here, they will automatically set the relation. Sometimes they do it. Is it over here and under circle over here. Next, so one is 0.750, one is 1.625. 1.625, 0.750. Okay, so next I need to fix the vertical distance. So click on this point and on this center line. So this is 1.875, 1.875, and the vertical distance is 0.750. So click on this vertical center line and the center point of the circle, which is 0.750. 0.750. So you don't need to enter the mm. Okay, just enter the value and press enter. Okay, now the drawing is fully defined. Okay, so you can see the color. So black represent fully defined. Now next we have tangent circle over here. We have another tangent. It's an arc, but see the arc or tangent with this circle and with this slot. Then we have another arc over here of radius 1.375. So what I'll do, I'll use an arc and I'll use center point arc. So I'll just see the drawing. So from where it start, let's say I'll start from here and I'll complete over here. Okay, so I won't use circle. So I'll start the arc from here. Sorry, I change the direction. Click center here. Start from here and end it over here somewhere. Next radius is 1.375. 1.375. Enter. Okay. So next, I need a tangent line, right? I need a tangent line between this straight slot and the arc. So for this, I think there is no separate option for that. So what I'll do, I'll draw a line. Okay, I'll draw a line over here. Okay, which is similar to this line. Okay, now I'll add relation between these two entities. Select these two entities and select tangent. Okay, so I'll drag the line over here. Again, select this two entity and select tangent. Okay, so in this way you can add tangent relation. I'll use power trim over here and another trim over here. Sorry. Okay, so I need to trim this a little bit. Okay, next here they haven't mentioned any fillet radius over here. So what I'll do, I'll select this radius 0.625. So what I'll do, I'll try to first add fillet. Let's check if it is possible or not. Okay, so 0.625 0.625. Okay, so it's not possible to add fillet. So what I'll do, I'll use a circle. I'll use a circle of radius 0.625. Sorry. So it's a diameter. I need to change it to radius. Or you can just add 0.6625 times 2. Okay. Okay, so which is diameter 1.25. Okay, just press OK. Now you get relation between these two. So I'll use tension, and between these two, here we have tangent. Okay, so remaining you can trim this part. Okay. In case if you feel that the drawing is not neat and clean, you can turn off the dimension and the constraint icon. So you can just go to show hide a plane. You can turn off this and turn off the view and sketch relation. So you can see here. Okay, you can have a clean and neat look of the drawing. Okay, so now you can see here this line is blue. That means it's underdefined now. Okay, what is the reason for that? So either what you have to do, you have to fix the length. Okay, so if I click on this point and try to drag it, so you can see here the length is the line length is changing, right? So what you have to do, you have to fix the length of the line. Okay, So if I use smart dimension, so if I pull a little down, so you can see the horizontal distance between 2 points. And if I bring it near to the line, so you can see the align dimension, okay, which is parallel to the line, the actual length. Okay, so what you'll do, either you can select this or this. See your wish, just click here, press OK. So still okay, so there's still problem. So what I'll do, I'll just remove the dimension line, and I'll try to add relation between these two entities. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll try to add tangent relation. Okay, so tangent won't help. Again, I'll use the dimension now. Okay, okay, so now it's fully constrained or fully defined. You can see the color of the line. Okay, so I have applied relation between the arc and the line is tangent, and over here I fixed the length of the line. Now in similar way you need to add a fillet, or you can say a arc over here. So by using circle and by using tangent relation 6.25, so use a circle, or you can add it over here, 0.625, enter, just add the dimension. Okay, to fully constrain it, and another circle of radius 1.725, 1.725. Okay, you can change it over here and fully constrain the circle. Just click the diameter and just give the dimension. Now the only thing is left is applying relation between these entities. So click on the circle, press Ctrl, then click on the arc, use tangent. Okay, so the items here cannot be converted to line or not. Okay, so what? Okay, again select this to circle and select tangent. Okay, similarly select this to circle, apply tangent, and apply tangent. Okay, now trim the part which are not needed. Okay, now I'll turn off the view sketch dimension, and another is the view sketch relation. Okay, so in this way you can complete the drawing. Okay, so remaining sketch entity I will complete in the afternoon session. Okay, so remaining I think there is spline is left, then we have ellipse, then we have equation driven curve. Okay, which are advanced one. And under modification tool, so we have chalk line, then split line, and convert entities, cellular entities, and intersection curve. Under relation, I have covered all the topics, and the dimensioning, I'll show you the remaining dimension, whichever left. Okay, so is there any queries? Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
there is a question from Megan. How to make sure that it won't get overdefined?
Mm-hmm.
You can see on the chat box, there is a question from Megan. How to make sure that it won't get overdefined?
Okay, so how to make sure that it won't get overdefined. Okay, so in SolidWorks there is an indicator for it. Okay, so if I try to wait, let me turn on the dimension. Okay, so there's an indicator for it. Okay, so in SolidWorks, so you don't need to worry about it. So let's say I have applied the offset over here, right? And if I try to apply dimension over here, okay, so automatically a pop-up will appear. Okay, so this is the way you can say that it is over defined. Okay, so they will change the color of the line. Okay, so until and unless it is black, it is fully defined. Okay, so if you want to apply dimension over a given dimension, then a red line will apply.
So the red line only means that we are defining it too much. We are giving the
Yeah,
dimensions
yeah, yeah.
like too much
So it's
messages. So how to
yeah.
make sure that we don't, over repeat it again and again?
Okay, so let's say here you see. So in this slot, so I mentioned the center dimension. You have to see the drawing. Okay, you have to see the drawing. I have mentioned the center dimension, center to center distance, and the radius. Okay, so if you're using the slot, so that means you need to apply only one radius on one side. You don't need to apply on the both side. Okay, so if you're using slot, so what you have to do, you have to give the center radius or and the sorry center distance and the radius on one side. Okay, and if I try to apply another dimension, okay, they will say that it's overdefined. Then over here I have not mentioned any radius or any center dimension, but I've mentioned the offset, right? So what they did, they have copied all the relation and placed it over here except the offset. Is it clear? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you need some practice to understand the fully defined and over defined. Okay, so then only you'll come to know.
Yeah. Any more
Okay,
questions from the participants?
hello.
Yeah. Any more questions? Monty sir, any questions?
Yes, sir, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, we have options in SolidWorks to choose the different materials, sir, right, sir?
Hello. Yeah.
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. Sir, we have option in SolidWorks to choose
uh,
the different materials.
Default materials.
Yes, sir, different materials.
Yeah. Okay, so that comes under part design. Okay, so today we will be discussing only the sketch entities. Tomorrow we'll discuss about the part.
Oh, sir, what about the isometric view? We can also do in SolidWorks, sir.
Isometric view is not necessary in SolidWorks because you can derive it from the part model. Okay, so if you draw the so you can draw it. I won't say it. You can draw it, but it will
Yes.
be difficult. Okay, it will be difficult. So you have to maintain the angle, right? So there is
Okay.
no grid option for isometric.
So,
Okay, so
okay.
you
So
have to maintain
suppose,
the
okay, fine. Suppose you want to project any object, any model, any
uh,
product. So that
uh-huh.
time you need the all the views like
Yeah,
isometric,
yeah.
okay.
First, what you have to do, you have to complete the prototype or virtual model. Okay,
Yes.
then we'll take that virtual model to the drafting and annotation workbench. Okay, over there we can take out the side view, top view, and isometric view. So there's a extra workbench for that. Okay, so I'll show it over here. So this is the sketch workbench, right? So after completing the, let's say, I'll exit. Now I'll try to add volume, some volumes. Okay, so I'll add over here. Okay, I've added the volume over here, right? I've added the volume on this profile. Now I need to see the side view, top view, and the front view of this model. So from here, I'll go to make drawing from part. Okay, so I'll use desktop, change, set it over here. Okay, so here you can see there's an option for that. Hello, is my voice audible?
Yes, sir, you
Yes,
are
sir.
audible.
Okay. So from here, you can move to drawing workbench. Okay, so over here you can draft the model. Okay, so I'll select the A3 pages. Okay, so from here you can select the view and place it over here. Let's say we'll start with the top view. Okay, now I'll select the side view. This will be the isometric view. Okay, so you don't need to worry about this view. So it is automatically generated in the SolidWorks. So you just need to change the workbench. Is it clear?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. So the user interface is very intuitive. Okay, so if you're using any window application, so you can figure it out. So where is it? Okay, just like any window application. So same as SolidWorks application. Okay, any queries other than this?
Yeah, anyone having any queries? Okay, I guess there are no more queries.
Okay, so the next session will be at 2 p.m. Right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, thank
Sir,
you.
okay, sir, I need this participant list. Those who have attended the seminar.
Yes, sure. We'll be sending the
Sir,
participant list as per the format.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, because.
sir, you can send me the number, sir. You can share the number, then I'll send their in document format. The students
Okay,
who are
you can
present.
send it over here. Okay, so I'm sending the email address. You can send it over here. Just check the text box.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so I've sent it. You can check.
Sure, sir. I'll send by evening, sir. After
Okay.
session 6, sir.
Okay then. So we'll meet at 2 p.m. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Dhruvaji.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Thank you, Dhruvaji. We are ending the session for now.
Okay.
We'll join again at 2 p.m. Thank you.
Okay.